Welcome you all to the Marine Singh YouTube channel, sharing maritime knowledge. So, guys, this is our Maritime Talks hashtag 13th episode of our series where we talk about the maritime happenings all over the world in this week. So, guys, without wasting any time, let's get started. So, guys, our breaking news and the first news is TSB Canada. Maintenance related issues led to MOL Prestige engine room live fire. Canada's Transportation Safety Bureau has concluded that a dangerous fire aboard the container ship MOL Prestige in 2018 was caused by inadequate maintenance. On January 31, 2018, a fire broke out in the engine room of the MOL Prestige while she was underway about 150 nautical miles to the southwest of Haida Gwaii, British Columbia. There were 22 crew members and one supernumerary on board at the time, and 5 of the crew members were seriously injured in the fire. TSB's investigation determined that the fire was caused by maintenance issues in the engine room of the MOL Prestige. A high temperature settling tank was heated to about 120 degrees Celsius because the steam valves that fed its steam heating coils were leaking, leading to abnormally high temperature. To cool it, the crew transferred cold liquid from the 7th starboard bunker tank into the settling tank. The initial flow likely contained water from the bottom of the bunker tank, and when it entered the hot settling tank, it turned to steam. So, guys, moving further, the next news we have is Coast Guard exhorts Roro taking on water back to Puerto Rico. The US Coast Guard was called to assist a cargo ship taking on water after it had departed San Juan, Puerto Rico on Wednesday ahead of tropical storm Isaias. Coast Guard watchstanders in sector San Juan received a Mayday VHF radio transmission on Channel 16 from the captain of the MV Iceland Express, a Cyprus flagged 412-foot roll-on roll-off cargo ship, reporting that there was a possible broken pipe in the engine room and that approximately 75% of the bilges were full of water. So, guys, moving further, guys, if you are not following Marine Singh on Instagram, you are missing a major chunk of maritime news and podcast. So, guys, link is in description. Check it out and follow us on Instagram also. So, guys, moving further, the next big news we have is the digitalization, big data, and new technologies key in enabling post COVID-19 recovery, IMO said. So, guys, basically digitalization, big data, and new technologies such as artificial intelligence are key in enabling the post-COVID-19 recovery. IMO Secretary General Kitek Lim told a webinar 28 July on digital connectivity and data standards. IMO said in its release, cooperation between shipping, ports, and logistics will be vital for enhancing the efficiency and sustainability of shipping and therefore facilitating trade and fostering economic recovery and prosperity, Mr. Lim said. He highlighted IMO's key role in ensuring shipping can embrace the digital revolution while ensuring safety, environmental protection, as well as cybersecurity. Digitalization and new technologies will also be the key to allowing standardization and therefore enhancing the efficiency of shipping, Mr. Lim said. So, guys, moving further, the next big news we have is 6 partners sign MOU to drive maritime interoperability. The Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore has signed a memorandum of understanding with 5 international partners to develop and adopt common data standards and application programming interface specification which will facilitate data exchange for port and maritime service transactions. These partners are CargoSmart, a solution provider for the global shipping business network, GTD Solutions representing TradeLens, GETS, and PSA International jointly representing Calista, and the Port of Rotterdam Authority. So, guys, moving further, the last and the big news of this week is Australian bans second bulker this week. Overnight, the Australian Maritime Safety Authority banned the Liberian flagged bulk carrier TW Hamburg from Australian ports for 12 months. AMSA boarded the ship in Gladstone on Friday 24 July 2020 after receiving correspondence that seafarers on board had expired employment agreements and requested repatriation. Further information and assistance was provided by the International Transport Workers Federation. During the inspection, AMSA was approached by seafarers who claimed they had been underpaid. Evidence was collected during AMS's inspection, which substantiates these allegations and confirmed that crew were owed about AUD $42,000. Crew were found to have duplicate seafarer employment agreements with a difference in wages between the two agreements of about 25%. They were being paid based on the agreement for the lower amount. So, guys, that's for it for today. Thank you for watching and hit the subscribe button and the bell button so that you don't miss any video from Marine Singh. Thank you guys. Signing off.